Raising kids today is not just different, it's a complete parenting shift. We were raised with discipline and respect. Now we're navigating gentle parenting, emotional intelligence, and modern parenting, all three at once. The challenge is real. How do we raise respectful kids while preserving our cultural values? On today's show, I'll be sharing practical strategies, real-life examples, and expert insights to help you blend tradition with modern parenting. If you've been struggling with the ability to maintain discipline and love as a parent in today's generation, you're in the right place, because I assure you that you will walk away from this show today with practical tools that you need to enjoy parenting in the modern world. I'm your host, Gorgeous Pola, and for the next few minutes, we're going to walk this journey together. Stay tuned, because I'll be right back with more details. Welcome back. Let's start with what we know. Growing up in Nigeria, parenting was more about control. Even older siblings wanted to control us too. They wanted to control how we looked and how or where we should speak. We didn't ask why. We didn't even talk back. We didn't cry in public, and if we did, we were told to stop crying or be given something to cry about.
What?
There was love, but it was often hidden behind discipline. Now, I'm a mom of 2 Gen Alpha children, and it's totally different. We're raising kids who ask questions, who want explanations, who challenge authority, not out of disrespect, but out of curiosity. And it's hard. It's hard because we're not just parenting them, we're reprogramming ourselves. We're learning to lead with empathy and not fear. We're learning to guide and not just correct. I remember when my daughter asked me once, "Why do we have to greet elders first?" In my culture, that is non-negotiable. But here in England, kids are taught to speak freely. It wasn't defiance, it was curiosity. Being a parent in the Western world comes with its own set of rules. Here in the UK, kids are encouraged to express themselves, to negotiate, to say things like, "I don't agree with you." And while that can be healthy, it can also feel chaotic. So how do we find the balance? How do we raise children who are confident but not entitled? It's not about choosing one culture over the other. It's about creating a new rhythm, a culture that honors where we came from and where our children are growing up. While growing up, if I cried after being disciplined, I was told to stop crying or I'd get more beatings. So I learned to suppress my emotions as a child. Now, as a mom, when my kids cry after a consequence, I instinctively say, "Stop crying." But then I caution myself, and then I hug them and say, "It's okay to feel sad. Let's talk about it." That is healing, not just for the children, but for me as well. Discipline isn't punishment. It's guidance. It's structure. It's love with limits. One thing I can tell you confidently is that since I became a mom, I've learned that shouting doesn't teach. It silences. Also, fear doesn't build character. It builds resentment over time. So now I discipline with conversation because I want my children to understand and not just obey. Discipline should never really be about control. It should be about connection.
Oh yes.
I remember when my daughter broke one of my favorite glass cups while she was rushing off to play Roblox. I just turned, I looked at her and I said, "Are you okay?" Because the glass shattered. She froze, expecting anger from me. Instead, I just said, "No, it's okay." She burst into tears. Not just because of the broken glass, but because she felt safe enough to cry. That's emotional safety. This generation needs more than obedience. They need emotional safety. They need to know that they are loved even when they mess up. Gentle parenting isn't soft parenting, it's intentional parenting. It's choosing empathy over ego. It's saying to your children, I see you, I hear you, I love you. And emotional intelligence is the foundation of all of that. I went to visit a friend once and her son refused to eat what she served. She calmly said to her son, you don't have to eat it, but there's nothing else. No yelling, no bribing, just boundary. The son ate the food. That's emotional intelligence. When we teach our children to name their feelings, to regulate their emotions, to express themselves, we're giving them tools for life, not just for childhood. And yes, it's hard, especially when you're like me, who wasn't raised that way. But it's worth it. Emotional intelligence builds trust, and trust builds resilience. Parenting in a different culture doesn't mean abandoning your own. It simply means adapting. It means choosing what to carry forward and what to leave behind. So you have the choice. I still teach my kids to greet their elders, to say please and thank you, to respect time, to respect effort and people. But I also teach them to speak up, to ask questions, to know that love doesn't mean silence, it means safety. And that's the culture I want to build. One that blends strength with softness. There was a time when I allowed my 4-year-old son to get away with a behavior that I didn't let my 8-year-old daughter get away with. She looked at me and said, Mommy, I don't think that's fair. My first instinct was, don't talk back. But then I paused. Because she wasn't being rude, she was being honest. Her challenge made me realize that I wasn't raising a clone of myself. I'm raising someone who will live in a world that I didn't grow up in. So I listened to her and I apologized. I chose connection over control. These moments are the real parenting wins. Not the perfect routines, not the spotless house, but the quiet victories of choosing love over legacy. So how do we actually balance discipline and love in this generation, you may ask? I am going to share with you 5 strategies that is working for me in this parenting journey. Number 1, use connection before correction. So before disciplining the kid, connect emotionally. For example, I once picked my daughter from school, and as soon as she got in the car, she slammed the door. As the Nigerian mom that I am, I wanted to scold her. Instead, I asked her, what's going on? She said, oh, Mommy, I had a bad day at school. And then we talked about it. Then I reminded her, next time, let's talk before slamming doors. She understood, she nodded and apologized. Connection first, then correction. Number 2, set clear boundaries. Not just setting clear boundaries, set them with expectation. Do not just say, do it because I said so. I remember telling my daughter once that she couldn't watch YouTube until her homework was done. And then she asked, why, Mommy? Why? I said, because your brain needs to focus before it relaxes. She didn't like it, but she understood it. Clear boundaries with explanations. Number 3, model emotional regulation. Be the calm you want to see. For example, one afternoon, I was so overwhelmed with work, I snapped at my daughter and made calling Mommy. After a while, I went to meet her and I said, I was too stressed. I shouldn't have shouted. I am sorry. She said, it's okay, Mom. I get stressed too. That moment taught her to own emotions. Number 4, blend cultural rituals with modern tools. Keep traditions alive, but adapt them. For example, in my household, we teach our children to greet us in our native dialects. My children greet me Mingwo and greet their daddy, Ekaro, Ekason, Ekale. We also teach them how to name their feelings. So it's tradition and growth, side by side. Number 5, create safe spaces for expression. Let kids express themselves without fear. I remember once, after a tough day, my daughter said to me, "I feel like no one's listening to me." Instead of correcting her tone, I said to her, "Tell me more." So she opened up to tell me what was bothering her. That space helped her feel valued. As parents in this Gen Z or Gen Alpha era, we are the bridge between cultures, between generations, between discipline and love. We are the cycle breakers. We are the mothers who will say, "I will not repeat what broke me. I will not abandon what shaped me, but I will raise children who are proud, protected, and powerful, even in a world that does not understand." And that work is sacred. Parenting today isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about learning, unlearning, and relearning. It's about choosing love that doesn't compromise discipline, and discipline that doesn't compromise love. It's an ongoing, continuous improvement process. I wasn't raised this way, but maybe that's the point. Because if I'm doing it right with my children, then they'll be better than I was. They'll be more whole, they'll be more head, and more human. Because love isn't just what we say, it is what they feel. Thank you for your time today. If you like the content, please subscribe to Gorgeous Polar TV. And remember to share the link with your friends, your family members, and your associates. Don't forget to leave me a comment. You know I love to read from you. So let's keep the conversations going across generations, across continents, and across the world. Till I come your way next time, take care and remember to protect your peace. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. It's Gorgeous Polar.